Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to another what I eat in a day video. Thank you so much for taking the time to log on and join me today for a fantastic day of food. Today we have a very slow and lazy day. I didn't get up until 10:30 today, which is a mega lion for me, and it was absolutely wonderful, but it meant a quick breakfast as well because I like to have my lunch around midday. So this morning I got up, Andrew had already done me a latte, which was so lovely of him, and I just had it with some cornflakes. So yeah, nothing too exciting. Bowl of cornflakes, not even any toppings today, just wanted it super simple, just wanted to get it in me, get it eaten so I could focus on my lunch. And lunch is actually going to be leftovers, which I'm so excited about. Last night I marinated some honey and lemon chicken with garlic, and I didn't get around to eating my portion because I had something else, and I figured it would make a fantastic lunch today. So that is what I'm having for my lunch. And then this evening I'm going to be having lamb chops, which is such a treat, something I don't have very often at all, and yeah, something I'm very excited about. So let's get on with the day. I will link everything that I'm wearing in the description box down below. This dress is from ASOS. It's basically a corset dress. I really love it. But yes, I hope you all enjoy it. Let's go and have lunch and get on with the day, and everything I think that's useful will be linked. So let's go. Okay, so it's now time for lunch, and as I mentioned, I have leftovers that I prepared last night. This is basically skinless chicken breast. The chicken breast is free, and I marinated it with lemon, garlic, salt and pepper, olive oil, and a little bit of peri chicken seasoning on top. So really, technically, I'm not going to mark this down as anything because the marinade was hardly anything, and of course chicken breast is free, but feel free to be a bit more accurate and get your barcode scanner out and just scan your marinades and things like that. But I'm going to be having it with an Aldi flatbread. These are 3 points per serving. I kind of know these by heart. I have them all of the time. So 3 points so far. I've just washed myself a little bit of fresh spinach that I'm going to be having on there as well. I'm going to have a bit of mayo. Again, I don't track my mayo. Feel free to get your scanner out, but this is hardly anything, and for the amount I have, it's not worth tracking. But again, if you're trying to lose and you're not like me where you're maintaining, make sure you're using your scanner. I think that might be like 1 point per serving, something, like that. And I'm going to have a little bit of cheese, which I am going to point. This is the Cathedral City mature cheddar. I'm going to have 10 grams, 1 point, because I literally just want the lightest dusting to melt into the chicken, which will be lovely. So yeah. Myself my afternoon cup of tea. I've gone for tea because it's actually quite a bit later in the day now, so I figured that because I'm probably going to have a Coke or two after, like a Coke Zero, then caffeine should be at a minimal. So I've just made a cup of tea, and this is the thing about Christmas, you always find plates like this dotted about with lots of treats. So afternoon snack is going to be a rather delicious one indeed. So I don't think I'm going to have roses or quality streets. This is more my kind of thing, with the Lindt chocolates in, the miniature hero celebrations. But this fudge was bought for us as a gift as well, which has definitely put a cat amongst the pigeons because I really love fudge, although I don't think I'm going to have that today. I think I might have one Lindor truffle and a miniature cream egg as well. I think these are 3 points each per serving, so I'm going to track these because of course I want to make sure I'm being accurate when it comes to chocolate especially, and because it was weigh day yesterday, I'm starting again pretty much with all of my weeklies, so I'm going to track those. And now I'm going to eat my chocolate, have my cup of tea, make my December favourites live, and then start cooking. It's now time to start prepping for dinner. As I mentioned before, I have these beautiful lamb chops here, which I'm only going to be having a couple of. I'm going to do the rest for Layla because Harrison and Andy don't really eat lamb chop on the bone. So Layla will have 2, I'll have a couple, and then there'll be 1 left over that I'll just wrap in tinfoil for tomorrow. I do have some herbs and spices that I'm going to use to marinate the lamb. I'm going to be caramelising them in a pan and then letting them cook in the oven because I want to make sure that they're done properly with Layla having them as well. So I have some fresh thyme here, lemon, garlic, rosemary. I also have some chilli here that I'm only going to sprinkle on my two because obviously Layla would not want chilli. And then I've made up this little marinade, which is basically olive oil, rosemary, parsley, and a bit of lamb seasoning that I've just basically mixed up in olive oil. And I have some Dijon mustard as well, which is a beautiful accompaniment for lamb. And then alongside my lamb chops, I'm going to be having 2 flat mushrooms that I'm going to cook in the oven and then sprinkle with parmesan or perhaps some cheddar, just some kind of cheese basically, and let them melt together, and then they're going to be a wonderful side dish for the lamb. And Andrew's nipping to the chippy, so I might have a couple of chippy chips alongside, although I'm not too sure because I'm not mega hungry after that big sandwich that I had earlier. But yeah, they look beautiful. I'm going to check on the app what lamb chops equate to, and then I'm going to weigh them out. But what you do have to factor in is the fact that these have bones, so whatever you're weighing, it is going to be considerably less when it comes to the actual meat. These have developed a beautiful caramel, and what I'm going to do is pop them into this oven tray and then get them in the oven, and they will finish the rest of their cooking time off there. They won't need long because obviously they've been cooked on the outside. I just want to make sure that they're a little bit more well done in the centre. That I'm literally just going to juice onto the top of my chops. Not too much, I don't want to interfere with the flavours too much. I'm literally just going to sprinkle a little bit on. It just livens things up. It works really well with the garlic as well and the Dijon mustard. The Dijon, I'm just going to apply it to my chops. So I'm just going to literally really lightly spread the Dijon mustard on the top. You can leave this out, but I happen to really love the combination of lamb and Dijon mustard. I think it goes really well. If you wanted to, you could also add some honey. That would be really lovely, especially if you're cooking with these same flavours and the marinade. All of these work really well together. We have some finely sliced garlic that I'm just going to pop in and amongst the tray, and that's going to again add a lovely sweetness to the dish. I have some fresh thyme here as well. Again, perfect accompaniment for lamb, and also rosemary as well. And you can use dried. I find that if you do want to use dried, just use a little bit less than you normally would, because when you're using fresh, it's not quite as pungent, so do use a little bit more if you're having fresh. Of course, you can take these sprigs off when you remove it from the oven. And then finally, a light sprinkling of chili flakes, but again, these are just going on mine and not on Layla's, so feel free to skip this out if you don't want that element of heat. The end of another what I eat video. The lamb chops were, I think, 7 points for the 2. I actually only managed 2 out of the 3 that I cooked because I did it in grams, so I managed to get them weighed out and kind of accurately, not 100% because there was bone, but I just kind of worked it out and went with a bit of common sense. My chippy chips came to about 5 points. I didn't have many of those at all, and of course my mushroom is free, so yeah. I think I actually have 1 to roll over, so I'm just going to let that slide, and then the last thing I'm going to have is my nightly orange as usual. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. I don't know what my hair's doing today. One sec. But yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed it. Andrew's just washing up now, so that's what you can hear in the background. But I'm going to go. So yeah, check out the description box for links and for recipes and everything like that. Or the WW content that you might be interested in. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.